That reminds me, if possible, silence your phones.
Yeah.
Just so
Right.
we don't have to edit out that kind of stuff.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, motherfuckers. Shut your goddamn phones off.
Shut the fuck up.
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
Well, I'm not really sure what the fuck I'm supposed to call this, but it's some kind of podcast discussion thing of some kind. I didn't do this intentionally, but I am joined here with my friend Pablo, Jon, Bailey, and they're all bass players.
Yeah, we are.
So am I.
Like
So
in a room full of bass players.
You know
Ain't
what,
that
guys?
some shit?
Apes together strong, okay? Like, bass go Bert. Anyway, I brought all of them here to discuss any new happenings in the metal community, as well as any other topics we found interesting. So I scoured the internet for interesting things and found things. So we're gonna.
Woo! I found some stuff.
I found things. I found some things on the interwebs. You know, you can buy things on there now.
What a time.
There's so much free pornography on there.
Never got paid for that.
Oh, man.
Damn ads on there now. There was no ads on Playboy.
Not my day.
Wait, yes there
You
was.
skip the ads. You didn't have to read them.
Where the coupons were at.
Right.
You didn't have to wait 15 seconds
You didn't
before you
usually
flip the
for
page.
Robert.
You didn't have to gotta read them damn ads. You just flip right past them and just look at the naked ladies. The hell?
They on point click till you quit.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, I'm really hoping this is. Yep, we're getting this.
Dude.
Okay,
Fuck.
so
And that's what's happening on the metal scene today.
a lot of free pornography.
Free pornog. No, I'm just
I was
kidding.
not ready. Holy shit.
Room full of bass players.
There's four bass players.
Alex, I need you to edit the Brazzers logo above our heads.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, for like the 5th or 6th attempt at this point, we're gonna and get on to topic here.
Hell
I
yeah.
thought we would start with Bales. Get it together.
Oh god.
Okay.
What do we got, man?
I don't
Why you
know.
gotta start with me?
Seemed funny. But
Put you on spot.
let's talk about our favorite albums released so far this year. You can include something that's about to come out if you're really excited for it, but I personally can't think of any.
This year?
Yeah.
Man, I have to be honest, I haven't been listening to a ton of new shit.
Yeah, I've kind of been the same. There's been a couple
I've
that I
been
really
stuck,
liked, but
I'm in the middle of healing, so I'm dealing with past things and listening to a lot of that music and just pushing through it.
right.
Like it, I don't know. I'm excited for new shit. I'm ready for the new shit to come out. I'm super supportive of a lot of the new things that are coming out, but I'm just like not regularly, I guess, listening to it,
Right.
you know.
John, what about you?
Cattle Decap dropped that new album this year.
I will say that was fire.
That one fucking slapped.
That was fire. And I'm about to shoot that too. Shoot Cattle
Yeah.
Decap on
Depraved
the
just
14th.
got added to it.
No shit.
Yeah, Garrett messaged me like 2 days ago. They got added to it.
Hey.
They're the opening act.
Yeah,
I think they're the only local that's going to be on it.
I forgot they dropped that. But yeah, I'm about to photograph them on the 14th. I'm stoked.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Pablo?
I don't necessarily like her. I haven't really been like keeping up with metal necessarily within. I've been listening to old shit and man, I'm really excited to hear like Enforce because I haven't really been paying attention to shit, so it's more or less what am I excited to listen to and shit like that.
Right.
So it's like Enforced and stuff is pretty cool. I saw them with Jungle Rot not too long ago at 89th Street. Shit was fucking killer, dude. So
Yeah.
they had some pretty pretty good stuff that I'm really excited to listen to. Yeah.
Cool. Now, as far as albums go, I'm kind of with you guys. I haven't really followed that closely. I've been listening to a lot more new EPs than albums, honestly.
Right.
It
and
seems
that's
like
just,
that's all that's being released right now.
yeah,
It's just EPs.
especially
Or
in the
singles and shit.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
singles and
Yeah.
EPs.
especially in extreme metal too, like slam and brutal death metal. It seems like that's more the move.
I feel that social media has taken a big effect on that.
Yeah.
You know, people used to just release albums when Facebook first came out and it was a thing. And now that social media is literally taking over TikTok and everything else, they want shorts.
Mhm.
They want short shit to...
Nobody has the
Fuck.
attention span for a full
Right,
album anymore.
exactly. So EPs and singles have been taking off, and that's the only reason that they're getting any kind of attention.
Right. I mean, I'm not against it because instead of waiting 3 years for an album, we get an EP like once a year or every other
I'm
year.
here for it.
Yeah.
But I also want the bands to make money too, because that's a big thing that's going on right now is that, yeah, we get to listen to them on Spotify and YouTube Red and, you know, whatever platform you listen to them on. But
have
they're not making any money. They're making
support your
cents.
bands.
Have you guys
You
ever
buy their merch?
Right.
Yeah.
You,
And even in
you,
merch,
you
it's
give
still
them money
hard.
for things you can touch.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a surefire way to support whatever band you support. You purchase their things. You can list their music sells this.
Local merch right here,
Mhm.
actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Support
Local
your
merch
local
too,
music.
even though it's mine. But
I'm the only one that's not wearing any local merch.
but
I didn't get that memo.
and I
Thanks,
don't mean
guys.
to interrupt anybody, but my brain is moving a lot faster than I'm comprehending. So, did you guys ever see like someone release the breakdown of what every streaming service pays?
No.
Okay,
I haven't
so
seen specifics at all. No.
so I remember a few of them specifically. The highest paying streaming service is Tidal. You need 84 streams, somewhere around there, to make $1.
God damn.
Okay, now Spotify, the most popular option on the market right now, 230 streams to make $1. Apple Music is like 180. So a little bit better than Spotify, but not much. YouTube, 1,200 views for $1.
God.
And that is only if you are able to monetize the channel. You need at least 1,000 subscribers on your channel and 4,000 hours of watch time per month.
I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Exactly. My biggest video
Surprise.
I've ever made, my biggest video has 7,300 views, which is huge considering my channel is small. But I would have made $5, $6 off that video. And you have to think, I mean, like with me, it takes me, 10, 15 minutes to make a video and then maybe an hour to edit it, longer if I want to be, specific with it. But I can actually edit a video in like 30 minutes if I don't give a shit. So we're talking about like an hour to 2 to 3 hours of work, somewhere in between there, depending on the video. And I would have to get that many views to make $6. Now you think about musicians though. It takes years of practice and dedication and time to even be good enough to be in a band worth noticing. And then you have to spend all this money to get your shit recorded. All your gear is not fucking free. And I realize that you can get much better used guitars at a pawn shop now than you used to.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
And you can
great
get cheap
guitars.
shit online now. Like, there's more accessible stuff. I understand that. Amp Sims, a beautiful thing. They sound great. They're as cheap as $40 fucking dollars. The one I used was like $50. But
It's accessible.
but
I mean,
still,
Yeah.
that right there
It's
alone,
accessible.
the equipment, the time you have to spend, and then the long fucking process of recording. And I'm sorry, most bands don't record their own shit, and if they do, it doesn't sound good. But most bands don't record their own shit now. Like, more and more are doing it, but most of them are paying somebody.
Well, we're recording our tracks. We're recording, getting tracks together, and then we're gonna send them off.
To be mixed.
Yeah, mix and master.
Right. And there are a
So
lot of
we're
bands that
just-
do that too, but you still got to pay for the mix and
Oh
master.
yeah, I mean, most definitely, it's not
So,
gonna be like cheap nowadays either.
Mixing and mastering are an art form in and of themselves.
Right.
That's
Like,
a whole
you can
nother
get-
discussion.
Right, that
like,
is.
you
Yeah.
can get a really good recording. You can get a real shit recording. Like,
It
how
takes-
does that break down? The people and equipment involved in said recording.
Right.
And it takes thousands of dollars of investments and thousands of hours to be a good a good
Yes.
sound engineer. And then they have to make money too. So they have to charge something. So the band's just got to cough that shit up. So when it's all said and done, it's thousands of dollars. And you need 1,200 views on your music video to get a single dollar.
That's the way of the world, bud.
It's fucked. It is
Yeah.
so fucked. Fuck you, Spotify. Fuck you, YouTube. Take my videos down. They're all backed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a website.
And I have a website.
I can put them all on there.
And I get this. If you don't
You
see
can't
me
buy
on
that
there,
from
you see
me.
me on this.
Insert
Yeah.
site plug.
Yeah,
Here.
right.
I
right.
own that domain, bitches.
Right.
So, anyway.
There you go.
Okay, so next topic. We're going to go ahead and...
Oh,
If you guys heard this, because I was talking to Pablo before, and John, did you know that Cannibal Corpse was making a coloring book?
Oh yes, dude!
To
I want
revisit
to order
that
it.
shit,
I'm here
dude.
for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the money is in like fucking euros or whatever, but it's like $12.99.
is it gonna be like an
like
actual?
in
kids
American? I
coloring
think that's
book?
like $20
The
or
little
something.
girl in me is so happy.
Right.
Bro, it's so happy.
Do you know
I
what
need
it looks
this.
like? Is it gonna be like
I've
an
seen
It's
like
actual
a-
little
coloring
parts
book?
of it, but not much.
They
I
haven't
want-
released much of the art, but a lot of the
'Cause
coloring,
that would be fucking.
a lot of the
I want
pictures you can
Oh,
color
dude,
are old
amazing.
album
I-
artwork throughout the
Oh,
years.
yeah.
Like,
my
you can
work
color in
hoodie
their
is
album
fucking.
art. Okay.
It's my
Their
Cannibal
album
Corpse
art,
hoodie that
so-
I always wear.
The reason I bring it up is because I read an article today that it hasn't even been released yet. It's coming out December 1st, but it's already banned in Germany.
Man.
Just from the couple of concept arts that they've shown,
Listen.
it's already fucking banned.
I want to buy it more now. Like this.
I
How
can
much
see it
is
now
it?
and just...
Do you know how much it is?
In American, I think it's like $20, but on the website it wasn't listed in like a
Dude.
American dollar.
I'm totally doing that
Yeah,
shit, dude.
they had limited
Why not?
edition. They had limited edition copies that were signed, but those are already sold. Like,
I'm gonna hand
and
those out as
pre-ordered
Christmas gifts, dog.
yeah, but
Why not?
no. So
That'd be
I
great.
looked into it a little bit because I was curious as to why I was just immediately given the boot. And did y'all know that Cannibal's first 3 albums were illegal to buy, sell, and own in Germany until 2006?
Damn.
Yeah.
God.
You could not. It was
Yeah.
like getting caught with a joint 5 years ago. You could just fucking get
Go to
caught
jail.
for it and go
What
to
happened?
jail.
I bought some music.
That's not mine. I'm
Holy
holding it for a
shit.
friend.
What the fuck?
This is
Yeah.
on your NPC player.
You get pulled over and someone's
don't
like,
think
"Put this
so."
in your ass. I can't go back to jail."
Fucking dead, bro.
That's
What
gotta
the
hurt.
fuck?
dude.
This will be my 3rd time. They caught me with my sugar last time.
Right.
2 hours later.
Whew.
Dude.
Okay.
Done.
Wow.
Good.
So I guess we'll just move on to the next talking point.
Yeah.
Again, while I was looking today,
It's a good thing you have bullet points, bro,
You
because
good?
we have been gone for a minute.
yeah, no, I knew this would happen, so I made notes.
Bass
Professional.
players, am I right?
We can never fucking follow like
No,
the
instinct
Sauceda
guides us.
way. We're just like, nah, man, we want to hit this note, dog.
I told my guitarist once, he's a big music theory guy, and he gets kind of worked up if you start like joking about like not counting and shit. So he was trying to figure out. This was when we were trying to figure out our in-ear setup for practice. And he was trying to get the click track to go through, and it wasn't working for whatever reason. And I was joking, but I'm like, Sean, it's okay. Just feel the music, bro. And he's like, he gets mad. He was like, no, there's
It's not
structure,
like that.
there's timing. I'm like, instinct will guide us. Come on. And he's getting so mad.
On a complete side note, I listened
Instinct.
to an entire podcast of Corpse Grinder going on a rant about click tracks and how when they first started and released their first albums together, they didn't have that.
Yeah.
And now they're having to move old songs for sets with a click track and how frustrated they get. Dude, he went on a fucking hour-and-a-half rant about click tracks. It's
they recorded analog up until like 4 or 5 albums ago.
yeah.
And like that shit's
He
hard.
He was
And
pissed,
you
bro.
gotta be really
He was
on
like, the
top.
amount of hours I spent, like, and he's such a super nice guy. Like, if you talk to him on a personal level, you talk click tracks, he's fucking mad, bro.
But see, that's the thing about like those guys that have been recording a long time that were around before click tracks and back when you had to record analog, like they were used to doing it the hardest way. Like now, I mean, sure, that was the way back then, but now, like, most of these musicians couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because you fuck up once, you either gotta let it go or you gotta redo it.
Yep.
The whole thing.
And there's no other way. There's no editing. You can't.
Yeah, you gotta have
Like, imagine getting all the way through, like, a 9-minute epic of a tech death band and he hits a bum note. And it's very
and
noticeable.
he talks about, like, the pros and cons of it. Like, yeah, it sucks that we've had to re-record these on a click track, but, like, that process sucked, but on stage, it's great.
Right.
We need it. Like, it's great on stage, it's super helpful, but that process of taking those old records from when they were fucking 20 years younger to now, it's like, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. He went on a fucking hour and like 15-minute rant and I was here for it. I was like cutting plants down, doing some peaceful shit, just listening to him being angry, and I was here for it.
Corpse Grinder does have a special kind of rage about him. If you get him started on such, like, World of Warcraft, his thing, the amount of rage that he can demonstrate talking about everything about that game.
So you're saying he's like the Gordon Ramsay of death metal?
But
he
what's
just gets
funny
so
though
worked up.
is
He
Target
has his niche things, and he will get into that level of just, I will drag your body in the sewer, no one will find it!
You call that a breakdown?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Fun fact, Target, like, literally sponsored him for a while because he went into a store, had a situation happen. I'm not going to get all into that, but had a situation happen and it went fucking viral on Facebook, and Target, like, actually sponsored him for a while. Like,
He's always loved the clearance aisle of Target.
yeah.
Just like, oh, I wonder what they got, especially those Legos and shit.
Yep.
There's clearance Legos. He's going by with the
He's like
cart,
this
just going,
super sweet guy helping
fine,
an old
fine,
lady,
fine.
went viral, and now he's like getting sponsored by Target.
I mean, you guys
Good
have
on
seen
I
it.
mean, that's
You guys
a
have-
smart move by Target.
You guys have seen that meme going
Facts.
around about how he plays every claw machine he finds on tour and then
Yeah.
donates all the toys
Right.
to.
No, I haven't heard that, but that's cool.
Yeah, no, he does. While he's on tour, if they stop and they have a claw machine, he'll
Right.
play, and he wins a lot because he plays so many.
Hell yeah, he already knows the hack.
And
yeah.
when he finishes the tour, he takes all the toys and donates them to kids.
That's what's up.
Yeah. You guys are so cute. You're so in sync.
Little gay boys. It's adorable.
Anyway, so I came across this article today while I was looking, and I found an article on there that says it was from The Pit, and said 10 heaviest albums of all time. And I gotta say, I'm not sure how to feel about it, because, I mean, I think everybody knows how I feel about Pantera. The first one is Pantera, The Great Southern Treadkill. I can leave that one alone, because while I don't like Pantera,
Yeah.
I do respect them, because they did a lot. They did a lot for metal. Electric Wizard, never fucking heard of them.
Who the fuck's Electric
I
Wizard?
don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna have to give him a listen, but who the fuck
I've
is
heard
it?
of them
Have
one
you?
other time other than us talking about it, and I never actually listened to them. I just heard about it.
Right. And then there's Godflesh Street Cleaner. I feel like I've heard of Godflesh, but I couldn't name a song or even tell you what they sound like.
Godflesh Street Cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the album is called Street Cleaner. The band's called Godflesh.
I
That
wanna,
sounds heavy.
yeah, I want
I'd
to.
have to give it a listen. Street Cleaner, is that like the machine or just like something you have in your hand?
There's no definition next to it. It's
There's a
just the
street
word.
cleaner.
So I mean, I
I'd
don't
have
know.
It could mean a lot of things.
I bet you it's like the machine. Or like
A guy happily doing his job in a hard hat.
Writing brutal death metal about guys
Why
who
not?
sits serving his community service on the side of the highway.
I just did that in August, bro. Fuck my life.
Oh man.
Fuck my life.
Imagine someone driving by like, oh shit, is that Bales?
I had it happen. They honked at me, bro. They honked at me and said, hey, Belle. I'm like, no, I'll go crawl in the hole and fucking die.
You should have wore like a hoodie and a face mask or something like that.
You couldn't. You had to wear these fucking bright ass like
You get
hazard
seen.
fucking
Oh,
yeah.
they
You have
sure
to be
you get
seen. You're
seen.
going under the bridges.
As much
and
as you
shit.
want to get hit by traffic, we can't have that happening. Break the reflective.
It was some bullshit, bro. I fucked up and I thought that it had to be started by August 1st. It had to be finished by August 1st. I didn't contact them until July 15th.
Oh shit.
And I had to have 40 hours done. And I was underneath the bridges, kicking out homeless people, doing all the shit. No. Never
That
again.
Sucks.
That I tell you what, that taught me more of a lesson than paying those fines ever did.
Right.
I bet you that's why they do that.
It's nasty.
Mhm.
It is gross.
They're like,
Some
"We're
of
gonna
the
put
shit
you out
you
up
see.
on these streets.
I'm like, girl, if
You're gonna clean them up, literally. Clean these streets.
the
So-
shit you find.
So anyway, back to the topic. The next one is the band Sleep. Their album Dope Smoker. Again, I think I've heard of them, but I couldn't tell you what they sound like. Neurosis.
Neurosis I've heard of, but I've never actually like.
Then the band Swans.
Do they?
Swans.
It's
Yeah.
just Swans, one word.
They sing about swans, man.
I know geese are pretty fucking hardcore, but I've never
Right.
heard
Fuck geese, bro. I'm scared of geese. Fuck those assholes. They attacked me in the knee
Dude.
when I was like
Fuck.
6, dude. Fuck that.
Everyone's
Yeah,
everyone's
they're
scared of like
swans.
dogs and shit. Like
Geese.
I think
Nah,
geese
are
is,
mean.
geese are like hands on sight, dude.
Yeah.
No.
They are like the honey badgers of birds.
It's not just
Like,
one goose. It is a
Nah.
flock of geese.
That's the thing, though. They're never alone.
They are never alone.
They've
They're
always got
gang
the gang
Well,
with
it
them.
starts out with
Like-
one.
Yeah,
It
and
starts
then-
out with one,
and
and
then
then,
it's a
they
whole
see
flock.
they see their homie or whatever getting into it, and they're like, nah, we got you.
To bring it back to what we were talking about, not all of these entries are bad. Like Meshuggah, the Chaos Sphere, is on here.
Fair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. I Hate God. I don't know if you guys ever
I
listened to
Hate
that.
God.
I just saw
Yeah.
them at 89th Street.
Did you? Was that a good show? 'Cause I
It was
actually wanted to
fantastic, dude.
go-
I photographed
wanted
them.
to
They
go
were
to it.
great.
They
But-
put their third album, Dope Sick, on here, which I actually have
Yeah.
listened to. That album's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crowbar is on here.
Oh, come on. Is
I
that
mean,
even
yeah.
a question?
No, like that's fine. And then Black Sabbath, while I don't really consider them a particularly heavy band, for their time, I would say that was pretty fucking heavy.
What album?
Master of Reality.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I
Right.
could
Yeah.
see that.
It's
It's a different kind of heavy.
I think
of all
people
the ways to
forget,
kick
like,
the door open. That was a really good way to do it.
Right.
I think people forget how controversial Black Sabbath really was when they started.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
from like death threats and
Bats,
cults and
bat heads and
the-
everything else.
have you guys ever heard like the bat story from Ozzy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it, like him talk about it on like a TikTok or whatever. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like people would throw things on stage and he'd bite into it like raw meat and shit.
Yeah.
And because it was so loud at this concert, when they threw that bat up there, it was paralyzed because their hearing is so potent. So it wasn't moving. So that's why he thought it was fake.
Rubber
Yeah,
toy.
so he just picked it up and he bit the head off, and it was when he bit down that he realized that it was a real bat.
I bet whoever threw that bat was
It's
like,
not
"Oh,
easy
fucking
being
no fucking way, dude."
darkness.
I bet
It's not
he was.
easy being that metal.
No, he had
It's
to
not
get
all fun and games.
that bat had rabies. He had to go get rabies
Yeah.
shots after that shit. And
Yeah.
back then, that was like 50 shots.
Yeah, that was a regiment. That wasn't no like, all right, there you go. That
No,
was-
now it's like, I mean, I don't know, but last I heard it was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, to the abdomen.
Yeah, which
Like,
fucking sucks.
Bam, right there.
Because it's a
son.
long ass needle, too. You ever look at that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
scary. I
Fuck
stay
all
the
that.
fuck away from them.
Yeah,
And
that's
squirrels, too. Like, they're like, oh, that's a cute thing. That thing could put you through the worst experience of your fucking life
Right.
just because you wanted to go pet it.
Right, that's a whole bunch of fuck.
It's not like Over the Hedge. It's not a sweet, lovable dumbass. It's an animal, and it will defend itself.
Look, to be
that
fair,
fuzzy little thing can and will take your
some
finger
of them,
off.
some of them are actually like
Very
kinda
docile
cute
and friendly.
Shit. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I work the apartments I work at. They're all around.
The squirrels here are very friendly too. They get really close to people.
Right.
They don't bother anybody. They kind of just coexist with us.
They're like, hey man, you got
Dude,
food?
I have raccoons taking over my house right now. Like, I don't even want to.
Nah.
Squirrels are.
They look
cute.
like little robbers.
They look like
Until they're literally
Little
breaking
hands.
into your house, bro. Like,
I love trash pandas.
I did too. They were my favorite animal until they
Until they
started
started-
breaking into my fucking house. So,
Did they break into your house, or did your house get built on their property?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well,
That's a
I-
whole nother conversation. I'm pretty sure, like, y'all could, like...
get on to the next topic, because
Yeah,
that's a whole
that's
thing
a
right
whole...
there.
Anyway, I guess I bring this up to say, while I don't disagree with the whole list, I feel like almost there's so many albums that are far more influential and heavy that I felt like deserve to be like credited as one of the best and quote unquote heaviest albums. But that begs another question.
What would be one of your...
Why was Metallica on there nowhere when they inspired like most of the metal in the fucking world?
That's the
Master of
80s,
Puppets alone influenced a lot of death metal, especially.
Yeah. For sure.
Like, where the fuck was Metallica on there? I don't like Dave Mustaine, but Megadeth's the same.
Rust in Peace was a just masterpiece of an
Oh,
album.
goddamn masterpiece. Fuck Dave Mustaine, but man, he can write some shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get Dave Mustaine got so fucking upset. It's like, dude, you formed another great fucking band.
He still talks about it.
I
And,
know.
And
like,
then there was
like
that
he
article
still
that came
hurts
out.
About it.
There
It's
was
like,
that
dude,
article that came out where he was quoted
Shut
saying
the
he
fuck
doesn't
up.
even think about Metallica anymore. Not 6 months ago, he was in an interview talking about his time in Metallica.
Maybe was he asked
I mean-
about it?
Well, he was talking about, like, I don't know, I didn't read the whole thing, but he brought up, like, how he wrote a lot of shit in Metallica that he never got credited for or some shit. Like, and Dave Mustaine, I'm sorry, that man finds any opportunity to talk about what a victim he's been.
About it.
So-
Not any chance.
I mean, I could be biased, but I personally don't really believe a lot of what that man says.
You shouldn't have been a drunk asshole, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean,
don't be
the
a
thing
drunk
is,
asshole and you don't get kicked out of bands.
Metallica spoke on it one time and then left it alone. Dave Mustaine has just brought it up and brought it up and brought it up and brought it up, and he has a very successful career after he was kicked out of Metallica. Like, you won, bro.
Like-
You went on and continued to kick ass and be a fucking icon of your genre. You didn't lose.
Right.
You just did it in a different band.
Stop crying.
Anyway,
Alright.
so the other side of that is everyone's got a different definition of what makes a band or an album heavy. So I guess it is somewhat subjective. But, I mean, what do you guys think of when you think of what makes a band heavy?
Man.
There's a motion your body does with almost every form and genre of heavy music, and you want to jump and move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, heavy music to me makes you want to get up and go and,
Woo!
you know,
just-
not, you know, do kind of wonderful things. You know what I mean?
You know, I like other
Makes you
genres of
move.
metal, but personally, if it don't make me stank face, I don't want it particularly.
You know, that's...
Unless it's Limp
Right.
Bizkit, because I like Limp Bizkit.
To me, if it's emotionally charged, I guess like what he's saying, if it's like emotionally charged, but it has to have heavy riffs to it. It can't
Right.
be like, it can't be like, I mean, it can't be like the softest song, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It still has to have those elements that like a fucking cool breakdown, you know, like fucking just
I
the
mean,
little chunky chunks there, dog, you know what I'm saying?
like we said, it's subjective, but I feel
Right.
like, you know, it depends. It really does depend who you ask, because if you talk to the deathcore kids, it's unless it's got brutal vocals on it, it's
Right.
not heavy. Talk to the death metal guys, it's about the riff work.
Right.
You know, the vocals do play a part, but it's mostly the riff work that they talk about.
your guitar in?
And
right.
I mean, there's bands that don't scream at all that are heavy as fuck. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Oh.
New metal, especially when it was coming out, was pretty fucking heavy, especially riff wise. And those bands inspired a lot of riff work that everyone else jerks off now. So, I mean,
That's true.
you guys hate new metal, but it sure is responsible for a lot of the shit you like.
I mean, shit, Elvis is responsible for a lot of shit new metal people fucking
Yeah.
like, you know, the Britain and shit too, you know, so
He died taking a dump.
he did.
He rolling.
Rolling. Keep
Oh,
rolling.
Speaking of Limp Bizkit, I actually saw them at Rocklahoma.
Oh, yeah? I want to see them. I just haven't
Man,
yet.
it was crazy because it was the day Jimmy Buffett died.
Oh, yeah.
That they played, and he kept on playing Margaritaville in between each song. It was like Margaritaville. I was like, I understand, dog, you're from Florida, but and they didn't play no encore, and I was like, I understand, dude, but you could have. There's room for at least 2 or 3 more songs up in that motherfucker. Like you had a couple more bangers you could have played, dude. Like they didn't play Rearrange, which would have been fucking cool to see. It's like one of my like Limp Bizkit songs that I want to see live, dude.
Right.
God damn it, you didn't do it. It made me sad.
Right.
I took some shrooms that night. It was fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely prefer stuff with harsh vocals, personally. A lot of the clean singing, I find just... A lot of those guys just copy each other.
Mm.
And, I mean, there are some killer vocalists that have awesome clean tone singing that, you know, they're very good at what they do. But I just prefer the harsh vocals. But at the same time, I do get bored with that. I don't understand how these people, like, just stick to one genre and they never, ever venture out any further. Like, they think it's acid rain and the only thing is protecting them is this genre they're holding over their head. It's like, Pantera fans are fucking notorious for that shit. All they fucking listen to is fucking southern metal, Pantera, and Hell Yeah Brother music. And then they go start their band, and it's all just Pantera, Hell Yeah Brother music. And somehow there's always a can of PBR somewhere.
Man,
And I'm not saying it happens. All I'm saying is I would not be surprised at all if you met one of their wives and there was a black eye or some shit. Just saying.
God
Empty
damn,
30
dude.
Fucking
faces
Napoleon
of-
complexes, bro.
Shit, bro.
Bro, like a lot of
Oh
those guys
my
are
God.
insecure as fuck. And
He
who
really
hits
just-
who hits their wives the most? Insecure little douchebags that never went to therapy. Okay? So,
Facts.
Hell yeah.
Just
Like,
saying.
that's
I'm not naming
Oh,
names.
stuff
Oh,
I'm
my
not
God.
naming. Hang on. I'm not naming names. But anyone watching this, if the shoe fits, lace the bitch up and wear it. Okay? This just happened like a couple hours ago. Did y'all hear that Slipknot fired Jay Weinberg?
Dude, actually, like.
Yeah,
I
they
was-
fired him.
I didn't. For what?
Okay,
What?
so I
Hey,
have the official statement right here.
Why?
It says, "We would like to thank Jay Weinberg for his dedication and passion over the past 10 years. No one can ever replace Joey Jordison's original sound, style, or energy, but Jay honored Joey's parts and contributed to the last 3 albums, and we, the band, and the fans appreciate it. But as ever, Slipknot is intent on evolving. The band Slipknot is intended on evolving. The band has decided to make a creative decision and to part ways with Jay. We wish Jay all the best and are very excited for what the future holds."
See, I read the first, like, so I read some of that, but I read the first, like, 2 or 3 sentences. So I was like, oh, they're just congratulating the motherfucker. Surprise. Nope.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so,
hadn't read
See
that.
what happens.
I hadn't
So,
read that.
here's the
So you-
interesting thing, guys.
What you got?
I went back
Let
to their
us know.
page because I left that statement open so we could read it.
Right.
But I went back, I refreshed it because I wanted to see how long ago it was posted. They have taken the post down. It is gone.
No, they probably.
No, it's gone.
No, I know.
like-
I don't doubt you.
Yeah.
But
The internet never forgets.
They probably.
Bro, you don't have any idea how many times that had been shared by the time I saw it?
Yeah.
I saw
dude.
it 30 minutes after
but
it was
they're
posted.
following,
millions,
bro.
millions of times. Probably.
It was in so many. I saw it 30 minutes after it was posted, and their post already had like 80 shares on it. And then, like an hour later, I looked again, and it was shared in all the metal groups I follow.
right.
All of them, repeatedly.
Right.
So, like, people aren't going to just forget that they saw that.
What, you just... What? How do you just...
Well,
take
they
that
did that
down?
before.
How-
They did that before with when Chris,
Yeah.
when he left.
Yep.
When he left, they were like, okay, well, we're parting ways, and then they took it down real quick, and then when they got that new member, that's when they were like, okay, no, it's final.
Right.
So they actually done this in the past, really, if you
Yeah.
look at it.
But over the last, 10, 15 years or so, I mean, Slipknot's been around a while.
Right.
But
right.
over the last 10 years or so, they've lost a lot of their original band.
They have. Actually, I was, again, listening to a podcast with Corey Taylor just like three days ago, and he was going on a whole thing about like wanting to keep original members, but also wanting to revamp for the simple fact that he only feels that he has 5 to 10 years left of touring. He's like, dude, I'm done after that. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want to spend time with my kids. I want to spend time with my family. And so, people were asking, like, do you have a replacement in mind? He said, no. But at some point, there's going to have to be some kind of replacement because I want the Slipknot thing to continue.
Yeah.
But I have to rest at some point. Like,
Right.
I will be curious to see their new drummer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really wonder who it is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Jay was such a perfect fit.
Yeah, I felt so too.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean, he
he
grew
really
up
did,
worshiping Joey.
Right.
He grew up absolutely worshiping the ground that man walked on.
Right.
And then became his replacement. So,
Those are shoes
I don't
to
see them getting...
Right. That's
I don't
hard.
see them getting anyone to par with that. At least not in their style. It's like, I'm afraid they're going to do a sevenfold where they get a drummer that does not fit their shit. And then they end up just having to kick him out next album.
Better knock on some wood. We don't need that from them.
Hey, I love Slipknot. I have the fucking signature.
I do
over there,
too.
okay?
I have a special place for them in my heart. I don't think they're the heaviest band that I listen to, but
No.
they have a special place in my beginning.
Right. I mean, I love them too. They definitely have their flaws and definitely have had their weak albums over the years, but I've always loved Slipknot. They headlined the first
The
show I ever
Iowa
went
album?
to. Oh, yeah. I
Beauty.
have the 10-year anniversary copy of it that came with the DVD and the live video from their show in London.
Beauty.
Yeah. It's fucking perfection. I
That-
don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if Jay did something or if they just decided
Maybe.
you don't fit the style that we're going for in the future, and if that's the case, how much are you changing? Because people already aren't really fond of the direction they're going as it is. Like, they might lose their fucking fan base if they're gonna go a crazy
I don't think
direction.
they're ever gonna lose their fan base, man. No,
More and more fans
it's-
refuse to listen to the
well,
new
they
shit, man.
refuse, but then the ones that are just getting to know them are fucking coming on. You know what I'm saying? For
No,
as
that's
many
what-
as they lose.
They've been going
game.
for over 25 years. I mean, they're going to just have...
Right.
That's what I'm saying, but they're going to lose their dedicated fans that have been with them for a long time. I mean, look what happened Bring Me the Horizon. Almost none of their OG fans like or respect them anymore.
Right.
Which, okay, boo-hoo, yeah, you'll make new fans and all that, but I mean,
Right.
I don't feel like bands owe their fans really anything.
Well, they owe them a lot, but in a sense, they don't.
In a certain way, yes, but you don't have to stay in the same style to appease everybody.
Well, I
You
can
don't
say
have to
that
appease them.
I
Like,
can
you're not
say that,
working
like,
for
Corey
them.
Taylor in his podcast, he was talking about, he was like, yes, while I want to please everybody, I can't do that all at the same time.
Right.
So, in this sense, he's like, at this point, I am creating what makes me feel whole. And he also has the side projects, obviously. We all know about those. His solo stuff, his Stone Sour, like, they still do everything. But he was saying, like, within his process of Slipknot, he just wants to release what he needs to release and what they need to release as a band.
Right.
And
Isn't Stone Sour done, though? Pretty sure he said that Stone Sour wasn't getting back together.
Well, he talked about them still doing studio stuff. Now, this was a podcast from a year and a half ago.
Right.
So, who knows what's changed. But I'm just saying, like, I think in his perspective, like, they're just trying to release what they feel at this point. I mean, you have to take into consideration Clown, his daughter committing suicide and everything like that. Like, I don't know if you knew about that.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing. And so, like, they've collectively as a band just been going through so much. And I think at this point, they're just wanting to release what they need to release.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Word.
Okay, so I have one last talking point that I have here. Have you guys ever heard of Scene Queen?
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have been shown Scene Queen before. It's a trip.
So, she created a genre called bimbocore, and she got started on TikTok, making, like, shorts and stuff like that. And eventually, like, as she released more music, she built a fan base and has been able to... She just did her first tour, I believe. So, she's racking up notoriety in, you know, her fan base. But, so she... I don't know how to describe the sound, honestly, but the songs are a lot about, you know, women's issues, you know, sexual harassment and, you know, rape culture and stuff like that. But she has recently come out with a interview by Kerrang, where she says that the metal community is very conservative. Yes, she says the metal community has always been and will be, has always been and still is very conservative. And she needs to see more LGBTQ and people of color and women come up in the metal community. Or she would like to see that. And while I am all for that, because I don't care who you are, if you write dope shit, like, let us hear it. But how can you say the metal community and the metal genre is conservative? Because I disagree with that completely.
Yeah.
First of all, the conservatives were the ones that were mad when metal started.
Facts!
I was crazy because all these rappers are turning gay now.
The second Black Sabbath... The second Black Sabbath dropped their shit, they were deemed satanic and evil. They were hated. Right. There were fucking protests for them not to play places.
The PMRC existed within the United States government. Like, it's written down in a book somewhere in the goddamn White House. This shit actually went down in Congress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, shit went down about it. Like, it's evil, satanic, it's bullshit. Like, in the 80s, shit really went down about it, and Dee Snider showed up, you know, in a denim shirt and said, "Haha, fuck you guys."
Oh, yeah, he gave him the verse. Gave him the biggest verbal ass kicking they've ever received.
You know, he's a college graduate, architect, you know, he's an educated man.
Yeah.
And he let them know exactly what the hell they were up to, and they're like, uh-oh.
Yeah. But
I feel like I can see both sides of it, because if you're an outsider looking in,
right,
when you're looking at, if you type in metal music on YouTube, what are you going to see image-wise?
A lot of dudes.
A lot of white dudes. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
So, like, I could see that perspective of it. You don't see a whole lot of... There is some,
right?
But you don't see a big portion of gay people, or LGBT, whatever, doing the metal stuff. You don't see it. You don't see a lot of it because that's not what's broadcasted.
Right.
But if you're to go to a concert, to a metal show, and you see the crowd that's in there, you're going to see black people, you're going to see LGBTQ, you're going to see all of that.
Yep.
And I think that's what I love about metal shows. But I could see how, outsider looking in, they're gonna say, you know what, they're this way,
right,
because of what they just see,
right.
You know,
on the played Coachella, and they did really well. And Coachella's a happy, fun.
Well, yeah, but that's
fest,
like 1 out of how many? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Knock
Like,
Loose is still kind of hip hop-ish in a way. They got that hip hop element.
You have your target audience with
Right.
your different music and all that, but
I
here,
mean-
there, and everywhere is good for everybody.
But also another example is from the beginning, gay people have been in metal because Rob fucking Halford,
Right.
which they released their first album shortly after Black Sabbath did.
right.
And he was and still is one of the greatest and most influential metal vocalists of all time.
I mean, if you want to really go back, Queen,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
It was
I
well
mean-
known Freddie was gay.
Yeah, he
Wow.
was gayer than a $2 bill, my guy.
He was very proud about it too.
He was gay.
Yep.
So
He's gay.
it goes back,
Yes.
but I feel like if you're just like Googling it, if you're just the average Joe Googling shit, you're going to see metal and you're going to see, wow, they're not diverse at all. It's the same people,
My issue is like this statement seems to have come from someone who didn't study. Because if you look at a lot of the really influential metal bands, there are black and Hispanic people in those bands and gay people, as we already talked about. Judas Priest.
Don't act like Tom Araya doesn't exist.
Exactly. I
Right.
mean, yeah, like you said, and then
Touche.
I just had his fucking name in my head, but Terrence from Suffocation
Right.
birthed slam with a single riff.
Or even bands like Oceano.
Yes.
I mean,
And they're still going strong. Suffocation too.
yeah. Which, by the way, I'm so pumped for that show. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see you there, boy.
Yes, you will. I'll be there.
Yes.
I'll be dragging ass at work the next day, but
I
I'll
already
be
got
there.
confirmation, so I'm here for it. That's gonna be such a good show.
I don't know. I feel like if you look at the history of metal, and that's why I felt some type of way when I read this, that it is inherently false. But you got to look at the whole picture. I mean, you can't just look at what's current and what's now. You have to look at the history and what bands were really setting the bar for their time. Another example is Howard Jones, Killswitch.
Yeah.
He did a lot in the
Incredible,
metalcore
dude.
genre. He inspired a ton of people.
Incredible.
There are so many vocalists now. The vocalist of Seven Dust, I forget his name,
LeJean.
but yes, thank you. Him and Killswitch both influenced a lot of modern metal clean vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can hear that influence in a lot of bands now.
Especially for Killswitch, I love both of them. And then when they did that, like, joint video.
Oh, that was
dude,
so...
My inner child healed
My heart-
through that fucking video.
My
bro.
heart
Like,
was so swollen because it was like the most wholesome brotherly thing they could have done to let them know, like, hey, there really was no hard feelings about our separation and we're still cool. And I was just, my heart was swollen so full because I was so happy in that moment.
Yep.
And you can tell just by the way they looked at each other. They're friends. They love each other.
Inner childhood healed.
Are you a Jesse or old dude?
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I can't remember.
How are you talking about Howard?
Howard, yeah.
Oh, Howard, 100%.
Which one? Which one are you?
I like
You
Jesse
Howard or
too,
Jesse?
but Howard.
Okay, so I'm a Howard person. I will
Right.
say that I never got to see Howard live.
Right.
Right.
I only got to see Jesse live, and I will say that just live performance wise, as somebody that photographs concerts all the fucking time, he was incredible. He did the job. I just, like, the inner part of me wished I could have seen Howard just because
Right.
I grew up with him.
Yeah, I seen
You know?
Howard. I'm a Howard personally because I seen Jesse Leach.
I have to give him credit though. That live performance, I cried.
Yeah.
Right.
I cried like a baby, dude.
Did you guys hear why Howard left Killswitch?
No.
He talked about it a couple years ago. He has terrible stage fright.
Mm-hmm.
He was losing his goddamn mind
Right.
playing to that many people every day.
Yep.
Right.
I'm so glad he's still doing shit though, because he's in the Light the Torch.
Light the Torch is
Yeah.
actually fucking cool.
Love
video,
it,
dude.
man.
I
It was-
fucking love
It's
Light
like
the Torch.
it's not Killswitch, but it's like that
Right.
part of me that
Right.
loved that era of Killswitch is just getting pure fan service, man.
Right.
It's everything I didn't know
It
I
probably
needed.
helps that anyone going to that show already knows who it's about, and they're all just so happy to see Howard. They're like, "Oh, woo!
Yeah.
And going out to all, the people, just like everyone here really wanted to see me.
But that's also part of the pressure, man, is you don't want to let any of them down. Like, all these people are here to see you. You don't want to put on a bad performance. They paid their hard-earned money to see you. They adore you. You don't want to ruin that image.
Give them your best.
Yeah, exactly. But the brain's a hell of a thing, and when it's scared, it's hard to shut off. So I can't say that I really blame him.
Howard live, dude.
Me too.
Like, I feel
never
like...
got to.
Dude.
It was cool.
I like his singing. I do.
So that man's got a voice.
Even since we're on the topic for a second, the vocalist from Bad Wolves,
the original one,
Tommy Vex.
the black guy.
Yeah, that's
Tommy.
Vex.
Yeah,
that guy's a tool though.
But see, you say that, but I did listen to a podcast on him, and he has an entire like recovery center that he works in, and like actually puts a lot back into the community.
You can be a tool and still give back. I'm just saying, like, the way that man talks sometimes, I'm like,
Why?
bro.
Have I not?
First of all, going on a rampage...
I've never seen anything negative about him. I've only just heard the podcast because it was in a chapter. So.
I heard plenty, and I also saw him live once. I will say, put on a great show.
I saw him live at Catfest.
He sounds great. But that cringy rampage about how we need to get all the shitty pop music and rap off the radio and replace it all with metal, I can't support that. Because while I love metal, it's... You
just lost your metal card.
It's just... Hang on.
I'm just kidding.
Shut the fuck up. Get out of my house. My apartment. Anyway, while I love metal and I live, breathe, and die metal, it's been my biggest obsession since I was 8 or 9 years old. But how big of a narcissist do you have to be to think that because you don't like something, it shouldn't exist?
There's plenty of people out there like that.
I mean, I grew up on fucking hip hop and old school R&B. Like, I didn't even hit metal until I was 14.
Look, guys, I don't like country, but I don't think it shouldn't exist.
Right? Yeah, I didn't know about that. I just listened to his podcast and like what he was talking about.
There's more to him. Was why I don't respect him. He called his bandmates his employees. And he treated them like they were employees. He thought he made all the decisions and that he was in charge of everything. He thought he deserved a bigger cut of the pay. Now,
who do you think you are, Tobias from Ghost? Come on now.
Right.
Tobias.
I will say, while I rip on Ghost, they did put on a good show when I saw them. I will give them that much.
They're wonderful for what they do.
I was
opening for Iron Maiden.
I was there. I worked that show. I put that fucking show together, literally. The Iron Maiden show at the Chesapeake. I built that shit. I was there the whole fucking day. And I will say that as a person that is a fan of Ghost, I am a fan of Ghost for their old shit.
Right.
Their new shit, fucking trash. I don't like it at all, but they do put on an incredible live performance.
The only song
I've seen
by
them 4 times, and every time it's just been great. But their new music...
The only song by them that I've heard that I actually like is Square Hammer. It's catchy as
That's their new shit. That's the shit I don't like.
It's catchy. You know, it's Scooby-Doo chase music, but it's catchy.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
I saw them when they opened up for...
I hate all their other stuff.
Deftones and Avenged Sevenfold.
I saw them at the Diamond Ballroom. Like... 8 years
I just saw them the one time. Like, they were a good show. I mean, I didn't really care for the music, but they're a good show. There's a difference. Like, you can have a really good show, and I just don't like your shit.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, and vice versa. You can have a great album and your live performance is trash.
Right.
Metal music in and of itself, I compare it to, like, it's litmus paper. You know, you either put it on your tongue and nothing happens, or like, you know, maybe it's black licorice, like, oh, this is tasty, or you're like, a lot of people are like, what the hell is that?
Right.
Ugh. Like, you either like something or you don't. It's not up to you, it's just how it is.
Yeah, their old school shit is fire, but that new stuff, I can't get with it. It almost makes me embarrassed, like, because I have, like, their tour shirts from when I saw them before they became, like, radio bound and stuff, and it's like, man, I want to wear the shirts because I like their old shit, but
I don't associate
with this anymore, bro.
I feel that. Hell, I have some merch that hasn't aged well, like my Tactosa shirt.
Dude, so many of my clothes, my shirts that I have. Oh, dude.
I end up wearing my good shit to work, and it becomes like work shit then, because I'm a messy, like, especially when I paint it, I'm a messy painter. So, like, I'd paint it.
I work at a grow. Anything I wear to the grow is grow material at that point. Because if I wash it in my washer, now my kids' clothes smell like weed. And it's okay. My daughter decided to go to her fucking teacher the other day. I got a fucking message on the app. And she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that your daughter said that you were growing medicine. And when we asked what medicine was, she said wheat. Not weed. Wheat. I'm growing wheat.
Hell yeah.
People are allergic to that monster.
Yeah. How's that
like,
wheat going?
She was like,
11 herbs and spices.
Right.
This is not a warning or anything. This is just me sending you something funny.
Oh shit.
So the entire
At least they didn't
class,
make a case about it or anything.
well, it's legal now, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, that doesn't stop the Karens.
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
legal.
So like, now all the kids in her class think I grow wheat. That's what I do for a living.
Hell yeah.
Fine.
Meanwhile, I'm calling the teacher and being like, hey, can we do a parent-teacher conference over the phone so I don't make the whole fucking school smell like weed when I get off work? And she did it. She accommodated. She was like, yeah, we can do it over the phone. Like, she already knew.
Nice.
You know
But she's
what?
cool as fuck, dude. I bet you that bitch smokes, honestly. But
Good. Get off work, have a drink, and just...
Honestly, like, your kids' friends may think that you grow wheat right now, but like in 10 years they're gonna realize that Helena has the coolest fucking mom ever. It's like, you get to work with weed all day.
see, everybody thinks that though. Like, everybody's like, oh, you got the easiest job in the world. You're just smoking weed all day.
It's work.
Bro, it is work. It is work. Especially for us. We have almost 9,000 freaking plants in the fucking facility at this point. It's like 8,600, something like that.
At that point, you are doing agricultural work. And if you're not
I'm
working
doing
with
everything.
marijuana, you're working with, like, orange trees.
I
or
left my
whatever else is
shoes.
growing throughout
My
your
dad
state.
called me the other day and he was like, hey, I just want you to know that, like, when I drop you off at home after you get off work, you need to make sure that everything's out of my car. And I was like, what are you talking about? And apparently I have, like, specific work shoes that I wear because they don't want us to wear them, like, outside the facility, inside the facility because of, like, cross-contamination and shit. He was like, you left your shoes in my trunk. And he's an Uber driver, bro.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, I went to sleep last night. I didn't realize you left them back there. Because it was dark. My shoes are black. I didn't fucking see nothing. I'm blind as shit, you know? Like, I can't fucking see nothing. He was like, dude, I opened up the fucking door to get in the car this morning, and I had to air it out. Like,
hell yeah.
Please make sure you get your shit out of my fucking car. Like, I don't mind that you smell like weed, but God.
Right.
You were fuming at this point.
I might have got him some extra tips. You know what I'm saying? Like on the...
Real quick, we'll wrap this up and then we can talk about whatever.
Hell yeah.
But I didn't really have any other talking points. Does anyone else have anything that they heard that they want to discuss?
How do you feel about CJ getting fired from the Irish murder?
Oh God. Okay. Prepared to get a bunch of hate mail.
Oh yeah.
No. So
I don't have much background on this. Can somebody give me background?
So basically, from what I heard, he said that the LGBTQ community is indoctrinating children. Basically, just like force feeding them whatever it is conservative people believe that children are being force fed. So, while I don't agree with him, I don't know if I think he deserved to get fired for that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, people do have their free speech, and I understand there are limits to that. I do, but I don't really know. I didn't read his entire thing of what he said. I just kind of read like bits and pieces that were quoted online, so I really can't speak on it too much. I will say the guy that they got to replace him sounds pretty much exactly like him, so I guess I'm good. I mean,
so there's like not much to know.
Yeah, like there's really not much difference. Like when I go see him live, the songs are still gonna sound the same. So
maybe.
Right. I mean, it
Maybe
depends
not.
on his live performance too. I
mean, that could just be recordings. You know what I'm saying? Well, they took him off recordings pretty fast.
Oh,
'Cause
you
they
can't
just
tell me. You
released-
can't tell me that wasn't planned because that shit happened way too
but
quick.
They
Because
fucking took him off, and the next day they had someone on the motherfucking records. Like how?
Yeah.
How'd
No,
you
there's
already-
no way that had
Because-
to have been premeditated. They need at least a couple of weeks to record vocals, much less
Right.
he's got to learn the songs and get it tight. This had to have been
Right.
going on in the background for a while.
Right.
And that's one thing that I found really shady about it. Was because I'm like, okay, if this is the new guy,
Yeah, I was like, I don't...
because it sounds just like CJ, but if it is the new guy, how the fuck did you get it done that quick?
It was a premeditated thing.
It was either premeditated or you're lying.
No, they premeditated. They had it, like you said, they had it premeditated.
Well, I'm saying they're lying about taking CJ off.
Oh,
It was either
yeah,
premeditated or
yeah.
they lied about it and
Yeah.
they changed the mix slightly to make it sound just a little different.
Right.
So, I don't know, but the whole thing seems kind of shady. I will say I'm going to listen to whatever the fuck I want. So, Haggardz Murder is still on my playlist.
Right.
They're on mine too, honestly. I didn't even know about all that shit.
Yeah.
I just be
Surprise.
listening. Yeah, I just be listening
I
to
don't-
shit.
I mean, there are some things that band members do and get canceled for that does get under my skin and does change the way I see them, and I will feel some type of way about it when I listen to the music. CJ McCreery being one of them. Like, I'm not trying to get too into that, but he's just one of them that is that way for me.
You know my personal experience, so that shit gets under my skin too. Like, get it.
I mean, for the most part, I don't concern myself with the politics of it as much, man. I just listen to what I want to listen to.
That's such a hard thing about doing my business now, especially because I'm having people hit me up regularly and I'm constantly doing shows. It just seems like it's like I love doing concert photography and I want it to be something that I continue to love. And so whenever you put that fucking politic bullshit into it, I don't want that.
Dude, it's
You're gonna
the same.
pay me
It's
what I ask you to pay me, and we're gonna continue on about our business. Like,
it's similar for me with YouTube too, because if I react to a song and that person gets outed for something later down the road, like I'm expected to take the video down, and
That's
I'm
on
like,
you.
there have been a couple that I've done whether they asked me to or not. Like when Kane got outed, like I had reacted
and I
to one
like
of their
his
songs.
profile picture and shit. That was my photo. Like,
Yep.
oh, dude.
When that happened, I had reacted to one of their songs during quarantine because that's when COVID was kind of going on.
What happened to that guy?
Oh fuck, I don't know, but apparently
I know that we
I
like
was-
pretty much discontinued him, but
I
is
was
he
talking to someone that I won't tell you their name because that's not my place, but they said that he showed up at a show locally recently. So he's still here.
dead? Really? Dude, he fucking went MIA after that
Kane
shit,
Lopez.
my guy.
The
I mean,
vocalist
he
of
went
Agony,
MIA.
former.
And you know how many questions I got just because I was the fucking person that took his profile picture
Right.
at that time? Like, I'm like, dude, I'm just a photographer.
I mean-
It's no different than Patrick. When Patrick got murdered,
Right.
I was literally the last person that fucking took pictures of him. The news hit me up, hit me up for an interview to do an interview about Patrick for his murder case. Because I was the last person that took fucking pictures of him. And I'm like, we were just at a show.
Right.
Like,
I was just doing my job.
I was just doing my shit, bro. I don't fucking know.
There's been a couple bands that have gotten outed that I have on my channel. And like sometimes like I'll feel like someone's expecting me to take the video down or whatever. And sometimes I do. But fuck you. Like, this is my channel. I put work into that video.
He said, but
It's like when Jeremy Spencer went after my channel. I'm like, you think I'm just gonna let that go?
Yeah.
Like, you think
No,
I'm
I
just...
was here for... You are my favorite shade of petty, my guy. I love you so much because you were the same way as me. I can tell someone to eat shit with a smile on my face.
Yep.
Like, fuck you.
I was so
Polite.
passive-aggressive in that video. I was so passive-aggressive in that video. Oh, man.
I was here for all
I had
of it.
so much fun making that one.
The
But
fact that you even sent me like the screen recorded video from your laptop, you emailed that shit for me, you were like, when you need it. I was like, yes. I love you.
I am a special shade of petty. I mean...
I love it.
But I don't know, man. Like, I feel like there's like this sense of mob justice with some people where they just bully you until you do what they want.
Oh yeah.
And
especially
that's
in this
fine
industry.
and everything, but like here's the thing, I don't have a label, I don't have a promoter, I don't have a contract with anybody. I am a guy with a webcam that started a fucking YouTube channel and makes videos of me making dumbass faces. What do you have to threaten me with? You have no power here.
Yeah.
I just think of that scene from The Dark Knight where Batman's beating the hell out of the Joker and he's just cackling and like, you have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength. And that's how it is on YouTube because people will flood those comments and I'm just sitting here cackling. I'm like, there ain't shit you can do, bitch.
Yeah.
There ain't shit.
Yeah.
Sticks
It's like
and stones.
you're gonna say all these comments, but I'm still getting my LLC in January. So mind your business and fuck off.
Exactly. And it's like, what's the worst thing that happens? I get some dirty looks at a show. Most of the people who do that shit don't have the stones to come talk to me anyway.
Literally,
Next
though.
show I see you out, I'm just gonna shoot you the dirtiest look, dog.
Oh, I'm a swing on site. Bass players, remember? So it cancels out if there's enough of them in the room, but
Right.
still.
That would be
Right.
slap on site, right? Because we're bass players.
I mean that's
Yeah.
actually
That was gay. I'm
makes
sorry.
No, that's funny.
Head over to, Berberding for something to eat.
sense. Yeah.
Oh man, but no, that's the thing is like, just because there's a quote that says just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right, and I don't like bowing to those people. First of all, I try not to bow to anybody. I mean, obviously, yes, smart asses. There are people you have to listen to, but nobody's gonna tell me how to run my business. Nobody.
Preach. Thank you.
I have a business partner, but he doesn't even tell me what to do
Hell yeah.
because he knows
Thank
at the
you.
end of the day, this is my baby. He helps me a lot, but he knows at the end of the day, like most of the content is driven by me. So he doesn't even tell me what to do, and he owns part of the shit. What makes you think you're gonna make me change?
Facts. Facts.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I understand sometimes people need to disappear. Sometimes people deserve to get outed for what they get outed for. But just because I wouldn't take a video down because a vocalist did something, it's normally the vocalist, let's be honest. But,
or the bass player. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm sure it's been a few.
Tom is the bass player.
Time.
Most likely
But-
the vocalist.
Well, I want to thank each of you for coming and sharing your opinions and,
For sure.
opinions nobody cares about because bass
Hell
player.
no.
But
Fair.
We're all bass players. Fuck us, right?
I'll drop all y'all's social medias and whatnot in the description down below. That way, if you guys want to check out what these fine people do in their own time, you can do that. And you guys know what I do in my own time. So
I play with myself. Come to my OnlyFans.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
how much?
I don't know OnlyFans, man.
My OnlyFans
I think
is.
I would do like feet pick if I did OnlyFans.
See, my OnlyFans is like I cover myself in various
Right,
stirrups and I
right.
do the truffle shuffle.
Listen.
Dude, I'm sure
I'd
there's
pay
some
for it.
people out there
Yep.
that would.
It's only $2 a month right now for the rest of No Nut November.